Hello, and welcome to Star Admiral. This is our first Gamecast. My name's Shay, and I'm here at Hardscore Games in Berlin. I'm just going to show you a little bit about Star Admiral. It's a CCG, collectible card game, developed for mobile. So currently we're in soft launch in Austria and Switzerland and Canada, but we're going to have a global launch this summer. So yeah, we've got a lot going on, but we're just going to jump straight in, look at some of the core gameplay today. So for those of you who've played CCGs before, you'll be pretty comfortable with this, but this has something special about it. It's 3D. So no little card models which don't do much and kind of hover around. That's probably, I think, one of the most exciting components of Star Admiral is it really feels like a game as opposed to a tabletop game. So here we are. This is our opening hand. Got our hand down here. Got our avatars. This is me, and this is McLovin. So I'm playing against a player. Normally matched against someone of a pretty even kind of rank. So we'll see how we go. In Star Admiral, you have to sacrifice a card to gain energy. So that's what I'm going to do now. I play my best ship ever, which gives me 1 energy, but only temporarily. And I also just upgraded. You probably saw over here. You need to upgrade to play certain units in Star Admiral, but we'll get into a bit of that a little later. Let me see some tier 2 units. So yeah, it's a pretty fast-paced game. If you're having trouble keeping up when you're playing Star Admiral, you can always suss out what's going on by bringing up the strike history. Nothing there now, but strikes and traps, as you'll see in a moment, fill up the strike and trap history. So an interesting turn by McLovin. He's brought a trap into play. It's one of the 3 main types of units in Star Admiral. You've got traps, you've got strikes, and you've got crafts. So we can see McLovin has an epic flying power plant in play at the moment. It can be pretty dangerous, these guys, especially late game, so I really want to get rid of him as soon as I can. Decisions. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to sack my powerful experimental weapons for the sake of gaining a bit of control. I could play this zero cost Disable. I'm going to hold on to it though. Disables can be really life-saving when used at the right time, and if he goes ahead and attacks with this craft for 3 damage, that's no big deal. You can see down here you've got the upcoming units in your hand. If you want a better view, you can always come down there. And yeah, and the controls are really intuitive. I should probably talk a little bit about them. You essentially just drag anything from your hand onto the battlefield. So particularly when you're using touchscreen devices, any iPhone, tablet, anything really. It's quite a nice way to interact with your device and to keep the flow just going strong. Okay, looking a bit bad for us, gonna be honest. We've got no control over the battlefield at the moment, so kind of on the back foot here. But I think we can turn this around. So I'm gonna sack my judgment since I had 2 of them, and then bring in our furious nuker, get rid of one of these crafts, and then disable this judgment here. Judgment's an interesting card. Basically, it's pretty cheap, 2 for a 3/2, and when it is destroyed, when it dies, you draw a unit from your fleet. And so it's quite a good little attacker. Like it's never a big deal to lose a judgment since you're always going to be gaining a card from it. So quite handy. And it's a common card. See, it's grey. Cards that are stronger or of different rarity. Kind of epic, which is purple, uncommon, which is green, and then legendary. So I have actually put a few legendaries in this fleet, so you can have a bit of a sneak peek at those later. Got a few decisions to make now. So you can see each turn I'm sacrificing a card to up my energy. Pretty important to be doing that for the early game. Okay, all of his ships have 2 health, and I have the perfect answer to this, which is Reflective Field. So I'm going to play my own trap. I haven't seen this trap go off yet, which makes me worry that I don't know what it is. I mean, that's just the way it goes, really. So I'm going to bring in Reflective Field. As soon as we take damage, you can view your trap information just by tapping it with your finger. You can see the as soon as our avatar takes damage, basically we deal 2 damage to all enemy crafts. So, if things go to plan, which they will, considering his craft always deals 2 damage to my avatar directly at the end of his turn. Oh, this is perfect. Brought in an energy siphon. 1 for a 1/1, but this is like a snowballing or steamrolling unit. Just gets stronger and stronger each turn. So, yeah, this is going to be really good for us when this trap goes off. Here we go. Boom. Look at that. I mean, that's strategy right there. I mean, you can be in a bad situation. He's got a lot more health than we have, but the game is far from over. Oh, and we have a Starlight Throne. Legendary craft, exclusive to the Radiant Empire. That's who we're playing at the moment. Versus Moxu, one of the 3 main factions. So, let's sack our suicide mission, get rid of that. And bring in, I'm not going to play... Or should I? So this is the hardest thing, you've got a time limit and decisions to make. Gonna bring in a massive repair craft. We can see our opponent's got one in play as well. Pretty handy. Just heals your avatar by 2 at the end of your turn. Okay, so I've just buffed him up by 5 health. We saw that trap that went off was a repair shield. So it nullified my attack, boosted his health. And yeah, 37 health, that's pretty big. That's gonna be a bit of a slog to get him down. So McLovin, let's find out more about McLovin. 18 wins to 25 games. That is a pretty high win ratio. I think you could be proud of that number. I think that's pretty good. Hopefully we'll beat McLovin, however. Give him a taste of his own medicine, as they say. This is a Moxu exclusive craft, common craft. Regarding the tiers or like rarities of units in Star Admiral, we've made a big effort to keep our units balanced. We really want to create a game which is, you know, free to play, not pay to win. And of course, we're all gamers ourselves, so we really care about making a balanced, fun game. So, a legendary craft isn't necessarily stronger than a common craft. I mean, some of the crafts you get at the start of the game, like Furious Nuka, are really powerful, really useful, and every card in the right circumstances can be super powerful. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and ignore his ships, attack with our own massive repair craft, and going to pull out this really strong combo, Core Overload. So deal X by 1 damage to random enemy foes where X is the health of your craft. Bit of a complex statement there, but basically we destroy him and it deals its health as damage spread across the battlefield. Yeah, I would go ahead and do that. Would have been a bit nicer to combo with the Starlight Throne. Unique ability. Damage dealt to enemy crafts is also dealt to the enemy avatar. So it could have even boosted our damage even more, but it's important to maintain control, so got to maintain control of the battlefield. So here we go, we've definitely evened it up a bit. It was only a few turns ago that McLovin was on 37 health, I think. So it's definitely bridging the gap. As they say, the show's not over till the fat lady sings. And we've got a repair shield, I like this. Okay, I'm going to get rid of our... sacrifice our plated savior. I mean, it's handy to have a tank at this stage in the game, but I think given that we have a repair shield, we should hopefully be able to just kind of survive a few more turns, see if we can start getting McLovin's health down a bit. So what else? If you like what you see, we do have some forums. You can see forums.staradmiral.com, or you could of course play. So even if you're not living in Canada or Austria or Switzerland, you can do what we do, which is just get a iOS Game Center account and create a new one and just choose Switzerland or Canada or wherever as your location. That was a big turn. So while I was talking, all this stuff happened. I'm going to go to the strike history. So that's this strike, which is just here. I can't view the... There we go. Artificial black hole. Really cool strike. Destroy all crafts. Very powerful. So we've got 2 units which aren't going to do much to an empty battlefield, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip my turn, while skip playing any units. Anarchy. Last game I played, Anarchy really bit me in the face. It's a tricky little card. It's interesting. It is an interesting card. 0 cost, so, you know, not too expensive. Deal 3 damage to a random craft or avatar at the end of your turn. Now, random is random, so it could deal damage to us, it could deal damage to them. You can see what happens. I am going to use Anarchy. I'm going to use it after I destroy this craft. Just played a nice little strike there. I'm going to buff. Ooh, see, another hard decision. I'm going to buff Anarchy. Now, we could use the health, but if Anarchy targets itself, then it would just be destroyed straight away. So this is a bit of a risk, but we'll see what happens. Oh! Okay, good. That's really good. All we need now is more health, but this will hopefully, great. Core Overload is just precisely what we needed right now. Anarchy's got 8 health, which is pretty huge, and rather than take any more chances and hope that this damage is dished out, oh, brutal. Okay, so that is a system hack. 0 cost strike, and really simple effect, swap the attack and HP of a craft. So of course, when you have 0 health, or you know, 8 health, 0 attack, swap it around and your craft is a goner. Okay, gonna get rid of our conditional mind control. Really cool card. I'm not gonna tell you about that one. You're gonna have to look it up if you want to know what that does, but it's really cool. It's conditional and it's got some mind control. So, gonna play our Veteran's Pride, nice and tank. Has an ability called Protect. You can think of this as essentially the tank units. They function in a similar way to tanks in most games. It essentially draws the aggro. So crafts, for example, like this guy, cannot be attacked until, you know, the remaining tanks or protectors in play have been destroyed. So hopefully we'll hold on. This is a pretty long game. So for a mobile platform, we have tried to make kind of a fast-paced, like exhilarating game. But when you have really evenly matched players, the nice thing is just how long you can have these like competitive matches for. I mean, 37 health was a big advantage, but we really have turned this around, I think. Oh, another big turn. So this craft here is a legendary and exclusive craft to Moxu. And each played strike lets you draw another random strike from your hand. Random with 2 M's, so I'll get rid of that other M. So this is why it feels like our opponent, McLovin, has an unlimited hand. He's essentially just playing a strike, getting another strike, playing a strike, getting another strike, and he's got the energy to keep on doing that. Okay. Let's not sacrifice anything and see how we go with these guys. So it's getting dangerous. Definitely getting close to the end game. I'm going to play 2 tanks. I'm going to save this Core Overload for later. Hopefully we'll be able to surprise him with Core Overload. It's a pretty cool card. We'll see what happens here. Thinking, what could my trap be? Of course you can't see your opponent's traps. If you need to remember what you have, just give it a tap with your finger. And you'll be able to see what's going in there. Lurking Death. 2nd craft, 2 attack next turn, destroyed. Okay, so let's see. It's a shame he didn't attack with... Oh! He totally guessed what trap I had. So the thing with Lurking Death is because it's quite powerful, if it doesn't trigger, it gets destroyed. Most traps are not like this. Most traps will remain in play until their conditions are met. So you'll notice I didn't sacrifice anything just then. What's this? Got a enemy has not been connected. I wonder where McLovin is. Maybe he's on the other side of the world. Okay, we're back in business. Fantastic. Decisions, 11 energy, but I need 12 to play everything. Okay. 2 Might of Moxus. I'm gonna do a bit of a spray and pray right now and hope that this 7 damage is mostly dealt to his crafts. Gets rid of some of them. Oh, painful. Okay. That's not great for us. This could be game. I'm going to take a few damage from this Chancellor in play, which deals 2 damage per card drawn by my opponent. And then 2 Might of Moxus means every strike gets 2 strikes. So this is basically unlimited strikes. Like, if you can strike twice, 3 times, just keep going, keep going. I'm hoping it's just run out of strikes. This is a really crazy long game. He's got 11 units left in his fleet. I have 16 in mine. This is probably the longest game of Star Admiral I've ever played. I don't know if I'm gonna last though. Yeah. Ooh. Such a close game. I mean, I can buff my unit and deal 7 damage, and if I had just 1 more, we would win. So close. Great game, great game. I mean, it's no surprise McLovin's got such a huge win ratio. This deck is super powerful. Look at that. I mean, not much point. I could surrender, but just want to show McLovin that it was close. We almost had this. What a game. So look, I hope you've enjoyed Star Admiral. Again, this is the first mobile 3D CCG. So, I mean, as you can see, we've spent a lot of time making these beautiful ship models, great special effects, and we have a global launch in summer. Yeah, I mean, you can get early access, as I said. Just make an account and link it to Switzerland or Canada. You know, they're both pretty cool places. And what else? Yeah, I'm Shay. I hope you've had a good time and enjoyed a sneak peek into Star Admiral.